here is my Media Center 430 installed in a Dodge 2012 Dodge Grand Caravan. And stock, it came with the 430 radio and also a super console, which is installed below here. I'm going to take this radio out, connect the lockpick, run the wires down and into the super console down at the bottom, and have access to all the wiring. You know, the iPod out, the iPod in, the AV in, and also the iPhone connection, as well as the mini USB to USB, so I can update via laptop. You can also update with CD, but that we'll show you in future videos. Now, the radio normally comes with AM, FM, and satellite. I don't have navigation on this, but the lockpick does unlock those features. And across the top, you're going to have AM, FM, and satellite. Also, if you hit media, you'll be able to see hard drive, which you could store your MP3s and pictures. You also have a disc, so that you can pop the disc in by hitting the load button, sliding. It's a slot read. It's a slot drive, and you can play DVDs on this screen, as well as the one in the rear, factory VES. But when you're in drive, you can't use it, so you have to install a lockpick so you can get the view video button, like you see here, view video, and you'll be able to view whatever DVDs in here. Now I'm going to show you how to remove the bezel around the radio, and that I'm going to have to put it on the tripod so you can see it. You want to use something flat and plastic. They make a spudger tool or something like that, and it's a tool that looks like a plastic yellow chisel. But you can also use something like this, because what you have to do is you have to release the clips on the side. There's a clip here and a clip on here, and once you do that, you'll be able to pop out this panel. So let's get started. We'll pop this out. You get it started, okay? Then you come around, and you have to pop a clip in here. There it is. So I pop the clip here, then you come around to this side, and you pop that clip as well. One more time with this, and pop back in. And there it is. So we popped it out. Just turn the radio off. Make sure it's all popped out. And then you have to go along the bottom and pop that out. There it is. And sort of lift up and out. They're curved. So that they're curved, so you have to pop it out and lift it out. And you can see here the two clips. One there and one on this side. You basically got to get in there and just push that. And that's it. Now, to remove the radio, there are 4 screws. One here, one there, one here, and one here. And we're going to do that right now. The first thing you want to do before you remove those screws is to shut the car off. And actually make sure the radio is in the off position. And then shut the car off. Take the keys out, put them aside. Now we're going to get these 4 screws here. So all 4 screws are out. Make sure you put the bezel in a safe place so it doesn't get broken. And simply all you have to do is shake until this comes free. And then you can get a good grip on it. Don't grab from the bottom, because that's the hinge for the DVD. So basically now you just pull it out, and you can pretty much pull the wires. And now I'll show you the video of what it looks like back here. And you can see the compartment is fairly deep. I don't know how good you can see it, but I'll bring a close up to it so you can check it out. My suspicions were correct. To remove this HVAC, you know, the air conditioned vents and all the connections here, you have to remove 2 screws, one here and one there, and you'll be able to slide the whole unit out, hopefully. And then this way you can run your wires down into the console or wherever you may like it. So let's give that a try, and I'll be back when I get these 2 screws out. Okay, once you get the 2 screws out here, you basically just push from behind, and you can pretty much, it'll latch itself. You pull it out. And slowly and carefully, just let this down. Put a rag here or something, and just allow that to rest. Now what you're going to see here are 2 vents, right? And then also there's a connection that connects right in the back here. These 2 connections here. That's for some of the options. And you have a big, gigantic cavity here, which is good, because you'll be able to install all this in there. Okay? So let me show you how I'm going to run the wires. Okay. So as you can see, I removed the HVAC cover, and the wires are still attached to it here. That's for that economy, for the hazard lights, and also that's slippery when wet, traction control or whatever. Then I ran the harness down through behind the radio, down into behind the HVAC's cover in this big gigantic recess in here. Then all I have to do is take the, I took the radio out here. Let me show you. I took the radio out, and I disconnected the white and the gray and that small little tiny cable. I don't even know what that is. And I disconnected it. Now all you have to do is take the white female and place it with the car, coming out of the car, behind the radio, coming out of the car. Click, it goes in. And then I take the gray one and line it up. Make sure all the pins are straight before you put them in. And carefully place them in until you hear pop. Then we'll put this back into the radio. Right back in the radio. And now these get plugged into the back of the radio. So what you're doing is you're bypassing between the car and the radio itself. So the first one I'll put in is the gray. And I'll line up the pins. Right. Click. And then I'll put the white. And make sure all your jumpers are set correctly. Read the instructions. Because if not, then you have to disconnect and hook it back up to the car the normal way in order to reset it. Before installing the lockpick, make sure you consult the paperwork that came with it. I have 5, 6, and 8 up. Everything else down. Okay? So now I can connect it. So when you connect it with the little clip at the bottom and corresponding here. You're going to hear some noise. Make sure it's all the way in. And that's that. These are all power wires. You can just tuck them away. Alright, so now this audio, this video input, I'm not going to even bother with it. So I'm just going to stuff it back in. So now, everything's connected, bypassed, and now all this has to get stuffed behind here, which is plenty of room. And then I also ran the iPod that comes with it, the iPod wire. There's a section here where you can lift up and you can stuff it in here. And I connected it to the module, the lockpick. Alright? And I also ran the USB, the update USB, right through there and into the lockpick. So now I'll be able to close everything up and not have any problems. So let me close it up now. So flip the radio back. Make sure all the wires are stuffed in deep before you do anything. Make sure the towel don't get stuck in there. And you can reach under and free up some of these wires in order to get the radio back in. Now once the radio is back in, you can also return, make sure they're still connected, the HVAC, and return it back in by putting these two tabs in its groove. Now, one mistake I made already is I didn't put the screws in first before I put the radio back. So put the HVAC back in first, and then put the radio. But for demonstration purposes, I'm just showing you. Of course, I'm going to take the radio out, put the screws in. Oh, nice to get the air conditioner back. Alright, so now here's the radio. We're going to turn it on. Turn the AC down a little bit. Now a new TV tab comes. So you'll be able to press TV. And say, for instance, you want to watch a DVD. So, media, disc. I already have a disc in there. And I hit play. And now it's playing on the back screen, the VES, and also I can view the video up front. Now, if the lockpick works correctly and you have all the jumpers set correctly, you're going to be able to go into drive. Here I am in drive, and I hit view video. So there it is. Now that works beautifully. Put it in park and still view the video. You're also going to have a bunch of, under the radio, TV, and you're going to have all these iPod features. This is the wire that I put into there, and I can put my iPhone on here, hit manual, and control the video like Netflix from here, and it will go onto the screen, and also you'll be able to view it just on the front screen. Unfortunately, right now I'm going to try to find a way to get it to go to the back screen as well. But just for now, the iPod only works with the front screen. And but if you connect this sort of cable here, the Apple cable, with the a separate one from you buy third party or whatever, you can hook that into the VES inputs in the back and be able to watch on both screens. And then also you have an iPod feature where you can connect the iPod out. Once you connect to the wire that they gave you, you'll be able to see your playlist, album artwork, all that stuff. But I'm going to get more into a video of that later. I just wanted to show you how to remove this, hook up all the wires, put everything back, and now the end. You're going to have 6 screws to put back. 2 for this HVAC up here, and then 4 screws for here. Then you just slip the cover back on. Remember, this bezel is not removable unless it's broken, and you have to find a way to get it off and put a new one on. But it's basically just 2 screws and the whole cover comes out. So that's my taking apart the dash, installing the lockpick, where I placed everything. Plenty of room back here, plenty of places to peel this and put a wire through like I did here. These 2 wires. And that's it. I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you on my feature video when I feature the lockpick and its software. Thank you.